Each change that each of you make in the cyclical changes creates new changes, which are new beginnings and new endings. Changes must be constant. They assist in keeping the necessary flowing movement of each universe in proper gradient flow. It is also predicated upon the numerous prisms of color because each prism of color contains its own super radioactive color energy. And colored energy begets more colored energy. Each color of a prism can be defined as an energy conductor which produces an even greater color. All color, regardless of what color it is, has a certain sound, a certain tonal quality, which causes changes to either start or continue. This too is how miracles are wrought. Now you can become one of those group 2 people who say, quote, "The more I know, the less I doubt, and the easier my life is. Therefore, I do not have a smarmy life. I have a real life, and I'm loving every minute of it." Entitled people, however, are in far greater trouble than you think, especially world leaders. If they are group 1 people, they are not going to survive anyway. Entitled people are people who are brought up to believe they are much more than they are. They see the rest of the human population as mere peons who are here to give them anything they want. Those days are over now. There is no such thing as entitled people. They simply believe something about themselves that is an illusion. It is easier to believe in lies, especially self-effacing lies, rather than truth. What many of you have still failed to comprehend is it is then that they project those lies out to others. Their strength lies in getting people to believe the lies they are spreading. We are now explaining discordant sound. So pay attention, please. Discordant sounds are jarring, abrasive, too loud, too screechy, out of sync, etc., and reeks of frictional disputation. Discordant sounds affect group 1 people more because they refuse to change. That's why discordant noise bothers group 2 people. It is alien to them, an alien thought. It lacks any harmonious process. It is far removed from the group 2's thought. Yes, these discordant sounds are in alignment with disorganized chaos, which in itself is frictional and causes disputatious feelings and thoughts amongst group 1 people, which is the antithesis of everything group 2 people are seeking to elevate themselves above. This is why you must escape, regroup, and stand. Discordancy in all its factions makes dangerous people even more dangerous and unpredictable. Also, discordant sounds contain a type of vacuum, which means it can bounce back and forth repetitively, for it has no other place to go to. Discordant noise also creates emotional, mental, and auditory problems. You must understand, by you not allowing this type of mental and emotional apathy to affect your minds, you are staying way out front in group 1 movement. Understand, everyone, I don't care if you like it or not. You cannot and will not be permitted to bring group 1 people into the new normal. We must cast them out from whence they came. We will do whatever it takes to destroy them first. Better that their lives are taken rather than yours. Wake up already. That battle of the home front now lives within your hearts and your souls. No quarter shall be given, no mercy shall be shown. Group 2 people are on their way to better times in a better place. But while they are still mortal, it is time for them to reap what they have sown. Just as it is time for group 1 people to reap nothing, for they gave nothing. Everything in existence has its own level, stage, and state of friction. Nothing can exist if it doesn't have friction, otherwise it enters into a state of stasis. Be aware now, metal friction has altered. It no longer is as sturdy or strong as it once was. That is because its magnetics have altered as well. This is true of all metals, plastics, adhesives, home building materials. the automobiles you drive, etc. By the way, electric vehicles was another of humanity's major mistakes. In other words, everything that is not part of the human condition is subject to disintegrative brusqueness. You are all aware of the friction which exists between people, cultures, and so forth. Now bring this down to the cellular level and try to understand that everything that exists in the physical levels not only has its own frictional gradient, but like all other inanimate objects can have either a positive or negative charge on the power of mind thought process. In other words, your internal battery is either being assisted by what you think of as inanimate objects or being tainted by the corrosive nature of the object's battery. Group 2 people undergo physical transformation the moment they enter into the Group 2 phase. It means that the souls of all Group 2 people reflect the inner peace and tranquil thoughts that Group 2 people have regardless of what they must contend with. So even when Group 2 people have encountered situations that are highly unpleasant and unproductive, they bounce back and remember the lessons they had just learned. Group 2 people's souls are well protected. No one can help Group 1 people with this. Group 1 people, for as long as they stay in the Group 1 phase, slowly begin to deteriorate physically until the deterioration is complete. You must remember, souls are reflected in the physical outer appearance of every person on anastasis. So, Group 1 people's souls cannot move forward without the help of the people's personalities. So, those souls themselves reflect the inner turmoil and outer desperation which each Group 1 person has. Remember, soul knows everything. It's the personality that screws things up. Now, how are Group 1 people able to transfer and become a Group 2 person? The answer is easy. The homework is not. You have to lead the personality by telling them exactly what you want to do. Sometimes you have to override the personality's stated desires and forcefully state your soul's desires, and making it clear that this is what you want, and you will settle for nothing less. Everything at this point depends on how much you want to become a Group 2 person. Group 1 people only have one opportunity to change and become a Group 2 person. There are no second chances. So, Group 1 people, go after what you want with full knowledge that you, as the architect of your life force, are making the right decisions for the right reasons. That is when additional help will be sent to you to ease the crossover you are about to have. Remember, no quarter shall be given. You have to be willing to give up everything in order to gain everything. No, it is not easy to cross over this way, but you brought this on yourself. This is where personal responsibility becomes a goal of your life force. If you ever wonder if Group 2 people change their minds and want to return to Group 1 status, occasionally it happens. Group 1 people become living examples of all Group 2 people's motto, which is escape, regroup, and stand. Here's where the hard part lies. Do you want it enough to live your new life in your new light body and do so as part of the now future self? How you answer this question will either propel you forward or send you back. There is no middle road.